Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is January 6th. Not doing too bad. It's been a week. Yesterday, we were talking about how we can support the physical body to enable the well being of the mental. So, we talked about food, how important good food is. And I didn't really go into it much because realistically, that conversation could go on forever. And I'm trying to do these in 15 minutes. It's not realistic. But I hope the point came across that it is more complicated than just splitting your plate into portions, but it's not that much more complicated. If you look into it for 20 minutes, you'll figure it out, you'll understand, and you can go from there. All right. But today we're going to talk about the exercise, which, in terms of supporting mental health, is much more direct. Whereas eating specific kinds of foods will help you feel better physically, generally, which will alleviate some pressure maybe on yourself. But I would say the biggest thing with eating higher quality food would be the actual effort that you're putting into that is going to do more for your mental health than anything, realistically. Um, it's the same idea as like going to the gym, right? Even if you're not really doing much, not really pumping iron or anything like that, the fact that you're going out of your way to do something that you don't want to do, most likely, that's probably the premise, right? That's going to do way more for your mental health than anything, than the actual exercise itself. Now, saying that, exercise does crazy things to the body, especially the brain, chemically. Basically, it releases an entire bomb of chemicals into your brain when you exercise. Um, and this book right here, which it's been a while since I've read it, I think I brought it up yesterday in the video. Um, well, maybe if I exercised, my memory would have been better, and I would have remembered what I said yesterday. Joke's on me. It's a really good book. He references a lot of studies. Basically, the consensus is exercise helps a lot with general focus, your memory, helps a lot with memory. Um, if you have an attention disorder, ADHD, or something along those lines, uh, it can help a lot, kind of help you focus a lot better. Um, I didn't read it. I was going to read a bit of it yesterday, but I never got around to it. But from what I remember from the book, one of the more prominent things was something called BDNF, which is, if I remember correctly, brain derived neurotropic factor. Yeah, that sounds right. It's like a collection of proteins, if I remember correctly. But when you exercise, a lot of things start happening in your brain. And actually, it's not just exercise; it's just general stress on the body. Um, I think I talked about her yesterday. I don't remember what I said yesterday. There's a woman named Dr. Rhonda Patrick, and she has a website called Find My Fitness. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and she has a lot of she references a lot of studies, and she's done some work herself, I believe. If you go through her website, you can see tons of different like supplements, vitamins, minerals, etc., their impact on your body, why they're beneficial, etc. But exercise and heat therapy do crazy things to the body. Crazy things. So if you have access to a gym that has a sauna, if you go into the sauna for 15, 20 minutes after your workout, again, does crazy things for the brain. Reduces your risk for Alzheimer's, a lot of mental diseases in general. Basically, to super simplify it, because I'm not an expert on this at all, but I can kind of get the gist of it. Basically, when you put your body under stress through intense exercise or high heat, right? Those would be probably the two most prominent examples. Your body starts freaking out, super freaking out, because it basically thinks it's going to die. So because of that, especially with the heat, but if you're doing like intense exercise, that does it as well, just not to the same degree, I believe. Your body starts panicking and starts just shoveling out all the stuff that has been sitting around. And that goes for a lot of different things, different kinds of cells, that's the main reason that it's beneficial for like Alzheimer's and things like that. All of the things, again, I'm no expert on this, so I'm just trying to give you the notes here, but it's really good for you. It's really, 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 really good for you. For more detail, I would say check out her website. There's a ton of information on her website. But sauna, if you have access to a sauna, use it. It's really, really good for you. Exercise is really, really good for you. If you suffer from ADHD or some kind of attention disorder like I do, exercise can help a lot with that. Actually, I believe that was a study that they did in the book that he referenced in the book. They took a collection of people and they would have them do some sort of an exam, and half of them they would have them work out, half of them not work out like 2 hours before the exam. And the people who worked out 2 hours before the exam did significantly better on the exam, and they completed the exam more quickly than the other group because they were able to focus and remember things more immediately. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big thing. So, in essence, this is going to be a shorter video today. But basically, I just want you to go exercise. And again, these videos are me projecting at myself to get my shit together. So when I say I want you to exercise, I am saying that in a mirror. But I want you to do it too. It's good for you. It's really good for you. So even on like a logical level, if emotionally you just want to avoid it, you can approach it from just like, okay, well, let's get rid of all of how I feel about this thing. Let's approach it from like, it is objectively better for me to exercise than to not. So maybe I should establish that as my baseline for my health. And remember, like I was saying yesterday, it's not about going hard. You can work up to that. Not everybody's bodies are ready for that immediately, obviously. Just go for a walk. You don't have to go super hard in the paint, Just go for a walk. Take your time, build up to it. Or like for running, right? If you do want to go running, um, do like intermittent running. So you would run for about a minute, and then you would walk, and then you would walk quickly, and then you would run, and you would do like 1 minute intervals. Or also, if you are trying to lose weight, so kind of mixing today's and yesterday's video a bit, um, steady state cardio, so like walking, is the best way to lose weight. It's the best way. When you go running, or if you're doing HIIT cardio, which is high intensity interval training, if you're going really hard, right, your body does not access your fat stores for energy because it needs that energy now. And converting the fat into energy is a lot harder and it's a lot more difficult for the body to do that than to just quickly access some of the carbs that you took in for the day and use that as energy, right? So when you do HIIT or anything that's like high intensity, high heart rate, your body is going to immediately use like more accessible sugars or energy stores for that. Or not even energy stores, because the energy is not technically even stored in the same sense, at least. If you do want to get rid of fat, now obviously you are just walking, right? But walking 10,000 steps a day doesn't take that much of your time. Again, you can walk a couple miles in like 45 minutes, you know. It doesn't take that long. You can listen to an album, or which was what I was doing about a year ago. So I was listening to an album a day, and I was just going on like a 2 mile walk, which is about 45, 50 minutes. And yeah, so I was kind of killing two birds with one stone. Yeah, basically, it's all complicated, but you don't have to make it so. I guess that's the point I keep coming back to. For reference as well, I used to be kind of a chubby kid. I'm still a little chubby. So I'm working on that right now. My birthday's in a couple months, so I'd like to slim down a lot by my birthday. But I used to weigh 235, and I dropped down to about 225 just by like watching what I was eating for maybe a few months. And I worked in a retail store, so I was walking most of the day, so that helped. And then I lost my mind, and I dropped my calorie intake to about 1,200 calories a day, and I was working out every day. It was the worst experience of my life. It was terrible. It wasn't the worst. I've been through worse things, but it was a terrible experience. I felt like crap every day, and but I lost 25 pounds in a month and a half. It was pretty bad. Don't do that. Do not do that. You will feel terrible, and yeah, don't do it. It's not worth it. All right. Well, before I keep ranting, go outside, go for a walk, get some sun, take care of yourself, eat some good food. I'm gonna eat some baby carrots. I've been watching too much SNL lately. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later.